everyone, my name is Emma Schaber and I chose to study social work through the media project that I'm presenting today for our HEP 240 class. I have been interested in this field for a very long time now and I finally had the opportunity to find out more about it. Today I will be going over the introduction, the job requirements, a typical schedule, the organizations and certifications associated with social work, some of the inherent pros and cons, and finally a conclusion. Let's get started. The first thing that someone is interested in this field should know is that there's so many different types of social work, and each job has a slightly different description. This includes social work for administration and management, child welfare, healthcare, justice and corrections, mental health, and so forth. While there are many different types, they all fall under social worker, and these kinds of people can be described as those who help others who are struggling with a specific part of their life. Whether or not you work for a nonprofit organization, a state-governed agency, or a private practice, this will more or less determine what kind of work you do. The important part, though, is to know that before you go on to earn your master's degree, choose your degree program wisely. Some, for example, are tailored to a clinical setting, so when you are searching for a master's degree program to pursue, always check to see what kind of path it puts you on, which will help to determine what ultimately is right for you. Someone who wants a position as a social worker would have to have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree in a field closely related to social work. Experience would also be valuable if you were able to volunteer or earn an internship per se, something closely related that would allow you to get a better understanding of the field. Having certifications can also be helpful, but they are not necessary. When it comes to a schedule, you will find that there are a lot of long hours, and sometimes the work can bleed into your personal life. This is not always a bad thing, though you would have to know before you begin whether or not this could affect you in a negative way. For the most part, hours vary depending on the amount of clients and the severity of the situation. When analyzing what skills are needed most to be successful in the field, it includes communication, patience, empathy, problem solving, critical thinking, cultural competence, teamwork, and many others. All of these things will help contribute towards a better career as you develop them over time. Some of the organizations and certifications related to social work include the International Federation of Social Workers and the Academy of Certified Social Workers, which also requires the association of the NASW. You can see on the slideshow that I posted with my project that I have separated the two into two different sections to kind of show the difference between the two of them. Some of the pros and cons of social work include interacting with people who all have the same values and goals, helping people find solutions to their problems through teamwork. The field is constantly growing, and there is a variety of opportunities to learn more. Some of the cons that come with the job can be very stressful at times due to cases of emotional exhaustion. The annual salary is not that great, and the hours vary greatly, which means lots of long hours. There is not usually a set schedule to go off of, and some of the cases can also be very traumatic, which they can also put you in a very risky place depending on the police involvement. Some of the daily tasks of a social worker include helping people solve their everyday problems, reaching out to community resources that might be helpful, responding to crisis situations, working with families, and developing a treatment plan in order to help those who need them. In conclusion, after doing all of this research, I learned that the different master's degree programs at the different schools are focused on a specific type of social work, which I had never heard before. I talked today about the introduction, the job requirements, a schedule, and what it looks like in this field, the organizations and certifications associated with social work, some of the pros and cons, and finally, my summary. I am so glad that I chose to do research on social work, and I hope that you guys got a little bit out of this too. Thank you.